Some circumstances may force a person to decide between two evils. Confronted with these circumstances, the person may either cause harm by violating the criminal law, or the person may comply with the criminal law even though compliance will cause an equal or greater harm than non-compliance. Criminal law has carved out a defense for a person confronted with such a choice, enabling the person to violate the criminal law when doing so is necessary to promote a social good. The case of the Queen versus Dudley and Stevens famously illustrates an unsuccessful attempt to use this defense against a charge of murder. Following a shipwreck, 3 sailors and a boy were left adrift on a lifeboat over 1,000 miles from land. On the 20th day, after having gone 9 days without food, 2 of the sailors, Dudley and Stevens, killed the boy with a knife. The 3 sailors then fed on the boy's body and drank his blood. 4 days after the boy's death, a passing ship rescued the 3 sailors. Following their rescue, Dudley and Stevens were indicted for the boy's murder. So as we can see, Dudley and Stevens were confronted with a choice between 2 evils. First, they had the choice of saving the lives of the 3 sailors by killing and eating the boy, but violating the criminal law in the process. Alternatively, Dudley and Stevens had the choice of complying with the criminal law by letting the boy live, but risking the death of all 4 persons aboard the lifeboat. At trial, the jury found that the sailors and the boy would have likely died within 4 days had they not eaten. Nonetheless, the jury determined that there was no greater necessity to kill the boy instead of any of the other sailors on the lifeboat. The issue before the reviewing court was whether, under the circumstances, necessity justified Dudley and Stevens' killing of the boy, thereby relieving the 2 of any criminal liability. The court held that, under the circumstances, necessity did not justify killing the boy. The court reasoned, like the court below it, that it was no more necessary for the boy, rather than any of the others aboard the lifeboat, to have died to feed the others. Additionally, had the sailors been rescued the day after killing the boy, or not at all, killing the boy would have been unnecessary. Consider if they had been rescued the next day. The sailors and the boy would have likely survived to be rescued, since it was determined that they would not have died until 4 days later. Or, consider if they were not rescued at all. Neither the sailors nor the boy would have survived anyway. In each case, killing the boy would be unnecessary and profitless. Because necessity could not justify killing the boy, the reviewing court concluded that Dudley and Stevens were guilty of the boy's murder. Though Dudley and Stevens must have been terribly tempted to kill the boy, temptation alone, the court admonished, was no excuse for their criminal act.